Welcome everybody here live for tonight's iSCAR racing event for the iSCAR Yost Auto Sales Late Model Tour, round number 2 out of 6. Getting set to go green in here in just a moment at Langley Speedway. Welcome to the broadcast. My name is Reyes.
And I'm Dewey Schramm. What's going on, everybody?
It should be a fun one as we get set for the small 75 lap event. 13 drivers in the entry list, so not a big field, but as big as a classic late model field, I guess you could say, because for the official side of things. But yeah, I don't know really what to talk about and what to get in depth into, but we'll go ahead and take a look at points right now, right in front of your screen. Alex K. Gretz leads points.
Yeah, we've only had one race so far, so pretty much, besides a couple bonus points, wherever the guys finished at Irwindale last week is where they'll be sitting in points. So that's why you only see no point standings for 19th on back, because there were only 18 cars last week. So tonight we're going to start to see some more shuffling around of the points, and this is probably going to be the make or break race, I think, for who's going to be able to contend for the championship in this series.
Yeah, definitely. I'll have to take a look at the schedule and see what the upcoming races are, unless Dewey has it pulled up. Dewey, do you have the Dan Lisa pulled up?
If you give me like 3.8 seconds, I can give them to you.
All
right. So we've got, out of the 4 remaining races, we've got 5 flags first off, which was the finale for the Super Late Model Series earlier in the spring. We go to Southern National for race 4, and then we go to Martinsville, and we go back to Florida for the finale at New Smyrna.
The only big race I see in that schedule with a lot of cars showing up might be Martinsville, because I know everybody has Martinsville, even though it's a pay-for track. I'm expecting a lot of people to show up Martinsville like they did a previous season. And I don't know how many people showed up to last season at Martinsville, but it was definitely over around like 17, 18 drivers.
Yeah, a bit of a smaller field this time around than what we saw last week, but even with the reduced amount of cars, I'm sure we'll still see a lot of that classic short track racing that we all have come to know quite well.
Yeah, definitely. As we look here on the leaderboard, the 420, Michael Bianchini is on top. We'll zoom up on that number 420. I forgot to load up trading paints, but you see there the 420 is sporting his Trump paint scheme. The 017 of Alex K. Gretz, last week's winner, looks to be in second place.
Yeah, I got his first career iSCAR win last week at Irwindale, so a lot of momentum for him for the rest of this series, so he's off to a good start. And if you've looked at the ticker already, you may have noticed a returning name to this series, somebody that has not raced in a very, very long time. George Talsma is making his iSCAR return tonight after well over 1 year away from the track here. Glad to have him back and see how he can do in his return.
Yep, of course, the 017 Gretz currently running second. Practice times are going to be important because, again, this is open setup, so not only are practice times relative to how fast the drivers are, but it's also relative to how good your setup is, and the 420 Bianchini is on top of it, just ahead by Gretz, only by, looks like 1/1000th, so, I mean, 1/100th, excuse me. So, the proximity teammates of 420, the 017, are dotting the leaderboards as of right now.
Yeah, and as practice starts to wrap up, I guess we can take a look at some track facts here for Langley Speedway. It's 0.395 miles. It's a pretty short track in terms of short tracks. It's short squared, I guess. So even though we're running 75 laps tonight, the total distance is only going to be just under 30 miles. So the banking, it's about 6 in the turns and 4 on the straightaway, so it's also a very flat short track. So you might see a lot of locking up of the brakes here tonight. And fun fact also about Langley, it was the host or the site of the last NASCAR Grand National Series race before the series was renamed the Winston Cup back in 1970.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know Winston Cup. Well, what was Winston Cup raced here? You said 12 races?
I believe they ran, it has 9 Cup races, of course, the most recent of which being in 1970. Bobby Allison won that one. Ned Jarrett and Richard Petty have 2 wins at the track apiece. David Pearson with 3, and then Bobby Isaac and Bobby Allison with 1 apiece. The Xfinity Series went here 14 times in the 1980s up until 1988, and a couple of other lower series. So this track does have a pretty storied history in NASCAR, despite not having a National Series race in over 30 years.
That'd be cool to see maybe like the Truck Series or Xfinity Series hit the track maybe sometime soon, maybe in the future, once this track does get some upgrades. We'll go ahead and scoot ourselves to the side, play the national anthem, rise up, remember your hats as we salute our nation's colors. We welcome you here back live for the iSCAR Yost Auto Sales Late Model Tour, getting set to go green for race number 2. If you're now just joining us here live, currently under qualifying as of right now. Only 11 drivers have logged in lap times. We'll go ahead and pull up the standings here on the left-hand side of the screen. Bianchini, nearly gets to the top, but he's gonna have to make something off the second lap. Oh, I don't know if he scraped the wall there, but man, that 420 is looking fast. He's going to be starting second.
Yeah, it's this is one of the trickier tracks to run, as we just mentioned. The banking here much more flatter than other short tracks. So, a lot of guys, I guess, rely on the banking to help make their turns. But with how flat this track is, there might be quite a few misjudgments of when to brake and when to let off. So we might see a couple of incidents tonight where guys just end up braking too late because they forget how flat it is.
Yeah, definitely, and that's you're gonna have to rely off your setup a lot here. Since the track is so flat, can't use banking as much because there's barely any. But there's more turn than straightaway as well, and you see it at the start and end of the corner. This track's weird as well because you're deep right up against that that yellow curbing into the corner rather than getting a classic arc in. So I'm interested to see on how everybody will pass around here at the Langley Speedway.
Well, we're pretty close to finding out, as we're about 45-ish seconds left of this qualifying period. Looks like everybody except Jackson Menchu has run a lap, and there he is. So after this, we will be completing the qualifying here a little bit early this time. Usually have some stragglers, but looks like everybody's going to get a lap in so far, as I think that was Menchu's warm-up lap.
Works himself into 3, and you see right there, he entered the corner really, really early, since, as I mentioned, these corners on the entrance are very sharp. You're right up against that inside, right up against the inside as fast as possible, and that's the best way around here. Not really multi-groove, but just classic short track overall.
So that'll wrap up qualifying here as Menchu just misses getting a second lap in. Defending winner Alex K. Gretz, who won last week at Irwindale, gets the pole here tonight. As the cars will grid up here, we'll take a look at the starting lineup for tonight. Just mentioned Alex K. Gretz. Congrats to him for winning tonight's pole, and his teammate to his outside, the 420 of Michael Bianchini.
Row number 2 going to be Liam Sheen and the number 13, Michael Steffen. One of the rookies in tonight's field. He's going to be starting in 4th.
And rounding out the top 5 tonight is series sponsor Scott Yost, and to his outside, the 83 of Joe Burgee.
Harry Grindle and Eric Sutcliffe is going to round out this 4th row, starting 7th and 8th.
I believe those are teammates. Cole Woody will start them himself in 9th, and returning to iSCAR for the first time in a very long time, George Talsma will start himself in 10th.
Way back here in 11th and 12th is Matt Johnson and Jackson Menchu.
And then rounding out tonight's 13-car field will be that 01 of Matthew Klein. So there's your whole field. They are pacing here, ready to go. Pace car is going to dive itself down here. Oh, not yet. one more lap around.
We'll go ahead and show race
nice
analytics.
Transition. The pace car ruined it. Sad.
We'll go ahead and show our race analytics here for tonight on the right-hand side of this screen. 75 laps going to be ran here for tonight, about 30 miles in total. Pit road speed is unknown. Fuel window is not going to be a factor because we will not have a required pit stop. The pace car is getting set to go on to pit road. My name is Zeke Reyes alongside Dewey Schramm. The pace car rolls itself on in, and 75 laps is going to be into the books. Maybe even more if we do get an overtime restart. The green flag is out. We're up and away here at Langley.
Good start by Gretz into turn 1. Looks to be able to clear that 420. Now Sheen's going to potentially look low here on Bianchini, as the high side is definitely not the preferred side here, as this is one of those tracks where you pretty much need to hug the bottom line or you're going to get freight train quick.
Bianchini shoved his car to the outside. Maybe he might have tagged the outside wall on the front straightaway, but yeah, the man who started 2nd is falling back to 4th, maybe in the hands of 5th, as they're going all sorts of wide back there toward the rear. In the meantime, up front, the 017 Alex K. Gretz is getting a lot of pressure from Liam Sheen in the 13. Flashback to the super late model series as well coming here. That number 13 was leading late. Unfortunately, a late race yellow caught him off guard, and the 13, hit pit road, and that thing happened.
Whoa!
Oh, he's about to get turned, and into the outside wall he goes, and Sheen goes around.
He did a really good job of not hitting that wall harder and just slamming on the brakes as hard as he could. But it looked like he went high to try and make a move and then came down when he maybe wasn't clear.
I'll go take a replay. Oh no, Sheen.
He tried going high into turn 3. You'll see right here. Then he comes back down, and Scott Yost just had a lot more speed coming out of the turn than Liam did. And good job by him not just barely tapping the wall, because the way he fishtailed back to the right, I thought his day was over right there.
Yeah. Sheen, again, watch him overshoot. Well, got trees in the way, but watch him overshoot into 3. He was trying to get to the core panel, and right there, Scott was just coming with a head of speed, and unfortunately, Sheen with nowhere to go. I mean, to the outside wall, but got one car heading up to pit road. That's George Tolsma, and the number 31. He's gonna service his car. Probably make some a couple of adjustments. Looks like right side tires on that machine. Still under caution here. Work on looks like lap number 6.
Yeah, and doesn't hurt if you're back in that bottom 5. If you're gonna have an early caution like this, might as well have some little bit of fresher tires than everybody else did. So might as well take advantage of the early caution, perhaps a setup adjustment or 2 depending on how he set his car up, so he will not lose a lap. So no harm, no foul for pitting this early.
Down here, 1 and 2, still single file, but most likely we'll get a little 1 to green next time by. The top 3 displayed on the top bar of your screen. Alex K. Gretz is sitting in 1st. Scott Yost in 2nd. Harry Grindle in 3rd. Scott is not in the team. Alex and Harry are. Alex on Proximity Racing. You see him sporting his team logos all over the car, as well as the number 70 of Harry Grendel. He's not on proximity, but I forgot what team he's on. I think it's not on Weeb anymore.
Yeah, it's Team Kamikaze that
Right.
he's on. I believe Sutcliffe is also on that team. So the pace car lights are off. So it's going to dive here down on the pit road. And a moment there it goes. And Gretz puts the pedal to the metal, or pedal to the floor, and we're back green at Langley.
Side by side for second place, and you see a bit of a trend. That outside car on that first road does not get a good restart. Uh-oh! And around goes Sutcliffe. It does not throw a caution, though. I'm surprised.
I'm very surprised. A lot of front-end damage to that 76 car. So he's probably going to have to pit, and if he does have to pit for either optional or required, that's going to put him multiple laps down. So that could be, in terms of being competitive, a race-ending incident for that 76.
The 140. Oh, man, a bit of contact there as Menchu washes up the track. Liam Sheen's trying to make some headway through as well. Man, Sheen has dropped back from his top 3 position. Now he's falling even more clutches of Joe Berkey, who's now working to the backside of that number 13. You see the 74 Cole Woody as well in there in that mix, but in the meantime, that 017 at Gretz is pulling away.
Yeah, Scott Yost, despite starting on the outside in second, only lost 1 spot on that restart. Now finds himself third. Michael Bianchini on that initial start, not his fortune. He finds himself back in 9th right now after just being freight trained on the outside. So Scott was able to find a hole that was big enough to throw his car. Oh! There goes Bianchini into the outside wall, hard off the bumper of Cole Woody. And that will bring the yellow right back out again.
A hard door slap into that outside guardrail.
I don't know what happened there. That was odd.
Take a replay as I think he was fighting with Cole Woody in the number 74. Just down the back straightaway into 3. Oop!
Oh, that might have been payback. So he gave him the bumper, and we'll see. Oh yeah, Cole definitely turned down. That's payback. Classic payback there. That's gonna be an EOL for that 74, and maybe more after the race. That's not a good thing to do.
No, but you know, short track tempers, and we're only 16 laps into tonight's race. Get around. Some more people hitting pit road. Of course, Bianchini is in. George Tolsma is. Looks like Matthew Klein, the number 01, is. Well, he's gonna slap on. Looks like 2 tires only for that 01. Gonna beat Tolsma off the pit road. Bianchini gonna come out up front of those people, and he didn't even take optional. Second, Scott Yost in third, Matt Johnson in fourth, Michael Stefan in fifth. So 2 of the top 5 are all rookies. Those are Matt Johnson. Those people are Matt Johnson and Michael Stefan, sitting 4th and 5th.
Both of them, I believe, making their first iSCAR starts here tonight. Pretty flashy scheme that 191's got. Those Napa colors also great ones. That metallic look is pretty nice.
Yeah, the 191 made its start just yesterday in the not the Super Late Model Race, what am I saying? The Super Speedway Series, right.
So his second start. I believe Stefan is making his debut, though. So we'll try again here after the 2 quick early incidents. Somebody's blinking around in 5th place as pace car will go down pit road, and we are back green here in Virginia.
And the leader of the 017 and Gretz gets a nice restart. Look at Harry trying to pinch down for that 2nd place. Opening up the door for Scott Yost, who's now going to work himself into 2nd. And Sheen is coming. He's now in 4th.
Whoa! Nice save by Grendel. He got tapped by Liam into 3 right there and got a bit squirrely, but good job holding on to it. But Liam's going to have the preferred line here into turn 1, so Harry's going to lose 1 or maybe more spots here. He's able to come down in front of the 191 of Johnson. So only one spot lost for Grindle, so not that bad of a restart, I guess, but could have been a lot worse, given what we've seen so far. So almost a third of the way through already.
Right. Oh, Gretz might have gotten a bit loose. And how about Scott Yost in the 85? He's working himself to the back bumper of that over 017. He wants to go and challenge up for this lead spot. So Scott looks to be a bit better than the 017 of Gretz right now, but matter of time before the setups start to kick in this longer run. Pretty sure the 85 has it nailed down though.
Yeah, I think Scott's definitely getting a much better run into the turns than Alex is, but I think Alex might be a bit better off exit. As you're probably going to see here into turn 1, you see Gretzky gets a big round at turn 4, but you're going to see Scott gain some ground right back here into turn 1. So these guys are about even just on different parts of the track, so Scott's going to probably have to improve his exit a lot or a little bit to get up to his bumper.
Either you're right. Might be running a bit tight right now, so you can make some right rear adjustments. Oh, you see there, Gretz is loose. What happened
Scott
to Gretz?
He just stopped.
Has to be a wheel problem.
Yeah, because he just got loose and then he just stopped on the bottom. I think his wheel might have just straight up disconnected, and now the caution's going to come out as he stalls, or now or somebody else has gone around. It's one of the kamikaze cars. That's
actually went one lap down because of that. He might get the waiver end though.
Yeah, that's a huge break because I mean, if he had stayed there any longer, he would have gotten a lot of laps down, but see, Talsma looks like he just, he got right into the Sutcliffe right there, and around he went. Yeah, what a huge break for Alex K. Gretz, as that caution could not have been timed any better. So he might just he only went one lap down, so he's probably going to get it right back. So if he can get that issue fixed, he might be right back in this thing again.
It looks like Tolsma pushed up just a bit, but Sutcliffe was trying to pinch right up off the corner. Both of them made contact, unfortunately. They worked themselves right off, and pit road is open this time. Of course, some drivers heading on the pit road. Tolsma is one of them. Looks like Colwood is another. 191 of Matt Johnson. He didn't even, probably missed his stall. Didn't even hit pit road. Didn't hit his stall. These drivers might take optional and such.
So we're about a third of the way through tonight. So as the third waypoint was about lap 25, so even despite these cautions, still a pretty quick race overall so far. One of those where you blink and it's almost over already, so these guys, even though there's, 47, 46 laps to go, those 47 and 46 laps will go by just like that. So these guys, even with this many laps left, still gotta, if they want to get to the front, they gotta start now.
Yeah, definitely. We'll go ahead and pull up, not that panel, but the last lap, last time they pit panel on the bottom right of your screen. Scott Yost, Liam Sheen, Harry Grindle, Joe Berge, Michael Stefan, round out all of that. Everybody looks like from 7th on back have at least hit pit road once. So, oh, I didn't mention that Sheen also hit pit road, looks like 23 laps ago, rather than Scott, but that's maybe why the reason Sheen is definitely on the roll. I'm interested to see how the 13 does for this upcoming start.
Yeah, we've seen so far the outside, definitely not the place to be on restarts, but obviously Liam does have 7 lap fresher tires than Scott and Harry, two people who'll be starting around, so we'll have to see if Liam could potentially keep steady on the outside or maybe even make an outside pass for the lead here on the start. And so he'll definitely have the tire advantage.
Line them up 2 by 2 again. Liam in the 13, and Liam's yet to visit victory lane, as well as Scott in the 85, and Scott actually electing the high side for the start.
Green flag. I'm
Green flag is out, and Sheen might nose himself to the inside.
Yeah, I'm curious as to why Scott did that, because with the outside not being the best line, he pretty much just handed Liam the lead, and he's going to hand second to Harry right here. questioning that, but I'm sure Scott had a good reason for doing it, so looks like he might file into third here, as he just manages to get inside Bergie.
Bergie is...
Yeah, that surprised me.
Sort of jammed in behind the 70 of Harry Grindle. Scott's going to peek to the inside. Looks like he can't get a nose into the 1, but Bergie also hungry for a bit of spot as well. And he might make himself into the podium, as Sheen might have tapped the wall there into 1. I mean, into 3, excuse me. Slowly pulling ahead of that 70 of Grindle. Sheen looks to be the fastest car on the racetrack as right now.
Yeah, Liam's got fresher tires, as we said, than at least the next 4 cars behind him. So with all the, as you see now, Scott's going to get second right back, and Bergie might try for third here. But with all these guys having more worn tires than Liam does, Liam might be able to set sail for a while here, as there's 1 car sitting on pit road. That might be Gretz.
Gretz is actually still on the racetrack. A little bit of contact right behind us. There's Gretz. He's actually a lap down, so trying to fight for maybe a lucky dog position as he's shoved himself right into the bottom line. Maybe trying to get the... Oh! Scott's around!
Someone's in the grass. I think that's Scott Yost in the grass.
I'll get a replay, a quick replay of what happened to Scott. It looks like...
lost it.
Yeah, just lost it. Into the grass he went. Luckily, he merges himself out on the track quickly, and Joe Bergie has made himself into second place. How about that?
Jackson Menchu started in 12th. He's up to third now as another car goes to the grass. As that was beyond Cheney, the car that was on pit road. As now you see Grindle and... Well, Gretz is not for position, but Grindle was. So Menchu does go back to fourth, but as the caution now comes out for something, and it's Matthew Klein out of turn 4.
Sheen whips by Klein, maybe to put him 1 lap down, but the caution flag is out, and we'll go ahead and reset it again. And how about Joe Bergie working himself?
Scott, I think Scott got into him right here. Saw in that little clip that got cut off. We'll see into turn 3.
Klein
I'm going to come down a little bit, actually. Because there goes the cone, go flying into the fence. But I think Klein might have chopped him just a bit into turn 3. But even if he has scored a lap down because Liam got by him, he should get the lucky dog here. So it looks like the whole field almost, or everyone that hasn't pit yet, is doing so. There you see Menchu already. He might have gone fuel only, though.
If he would go with fuel
Actually,
only.
He might have missed a stall.
Right, he did.
Yeah, he did. So he'll have to come around again. This is Bianchini. Finally comes back on track, but he's going to be at least 10 laps down, I imagine, or 23. So Michael perhaps hoping that... A little bit of contact off pit road right there as well, but maybe Michael's hoping that in the next 34-ish laps that somebody else ends up getting knocked out of the race and he could get a point or 2. But it's really too bad because he qualified really well and he was good early, but unfortunately that happened to him.
But some new names in this top 3 now. Michael Stefan, he's yet to pit in the 140 team. Eric Sutcliffe, of course, was involved in a couple of incidents. He is now all crinkled up, but luckily he has a teammate in front of him that he can communicate with, work himself on the racetracks. Sutcliffe actually didn't pit the entire race last week at Irwindale.
Pretty sure he got a top 5 out of that.
Right.
I guess Eric's liking this whole don't pit once the entire race thing, because it's already worked out for him once. We'll have to see if it works out for him again, despite the damage he has.
Yeah, actually, he actually hit pit road 15 laps ago, so his first ever late model pit stop coming here at Langley rather than Irwindale.
That's it's not a stat I imagined we'd ever be talking about, but one that's definitely relevant. So Eric Sutcliffe has made history tonight. Again, recording his first ever iSCAR pit stop. So we're going to be going green this time. See one car catching up.
That's Klein.
To the rear.
Wave around.
Yeah, 32 laps to go, just over halfway. 4 cautions so far. 19 of those 43 laps under yellow, so almost half the race under yellow. Grindle and Stefan, your front row for the start, as the pace car will go back down pit lane here, and we'll be up and away here again at Langley.
Green flag is out, and look at Harry. We got a great restart as they work themselves 3 wide as Sheen gets himself through. He's now into the top 3 position, and they're littered all over the place.
Here comes Cole for third. They're almost 3 wide into turn 3 here. They're all over the place.
They're looking 3, 4 wide. Contact as Yost gets booted up the track.
4 wide on the front stretch for a moment there.
Oh, it's so hectic.
Up to the 4th now. Or 5th, I believe.
Yeah, he's fighting out with Joe Berge on the high side. Oh, we got trouble in front. And around goes.
That's Stefan in the 140. One of the rookies in here from 2nd place. And the caution back out once again. We'll have to see what happened again. That was a hectic restart, though. My goodness. Might be the first time I've ever seen 4 wide at a short track. Because I think we did for a moment, but...
Sheen, oh, he shoved his nose in there, and around went Stefan, and...
Yeah, he got the outside wall. Yeah. Not as hard as Bianchini did some laps ago, but definitely will inflict some damage on that 140 machine. So we'll have to see if Liam gets an EOL for that or not. But if he does, he'll definitely have some work to do, but if he doesn't, then... He dodged a bullet there. Is getting an EOL at this stage of the race might be race ending. Cole Woody, speaking of EOLs, recovering now up to 3rd after being EOL'd for tagging Bianchini earlier on in the race. As there you see Stefan getting repairs.
He's going to get lapped.
That's unfortunate, but I would imagine this won't. I would imagine this won't be the last caution we'll see tonight. So I'm sure Stefan will have an opportunity to get that lap back, as he is the only car 1 lap down, as Bianchini is 22 laps down. So the next caution, he's pretty much guaranteed to get his lap back, barring anything crazy. So not all hope is lost for that 140, but definitely a setback for sure.
Start finish. This fine. Grindle, Gene, Woody, Olsma, Berge, finding out the top 5.
Talsma's done a solid job tonight so far as well. Haven't talked about him much. As he mentioned in the pre-race, first race in iSCAR in over a calendar year, and he's doing pretty good so far, even though he got tangled up with Sutcliffe earlier. Solid top 5 run for him so far, so I guess he hasn't really skipped a beat in terms of how he races, so pretty good job for him in his return.
And set here for the green flag, the number 70 of Grindle. Gene, going to be on the high side. I'm interested to see on how he's going to fall back. He does, but of course, Grindle has such older tires, and that number 13 is Sheen. Base car works itself on a pit road.
Green, green, green.
Green again here at Langley, right there. Looks like Cole got a better restart than Sheen, but Sheen could come down.
Yeah, Grindle clears for now, but we'll have to see how long he can stay up there for, as Liam definitely has fresher tires. He's almost right back up to his bumper already. Liam might be able to get his nose in here in turn 1, but Grindle shuts the door on that.
As on the back straightaway, here we go. He's peeking to the low side, trying to sort of shortcut in there. Oh man, near contact.
Boy. See Berge working on Cole Woody for 3rd, almost to his bumper, as Talsma's gone in the wrong direction since the restart. He's lost 3 or 4 spots now, but
Harry's doing a nice job of holding off Liam, but again, Liam with pressure tires. Here he comes.
Now he's gonna get him here, I think. Here he goes.
Oh, but the yellow flag came out. And
who was in front?
Yeah, I'm not sure who was up front though. And Menchu, oh, that's
he's smoking. He's done.
Race-ending damage.
In the outlaw car, we'll have to see how will this. Whoa. Oh, Talsma got him. Oh, Talsma clipped him right there.
Looks like Cole got loose.
Yeah, I think Cole got loose and Jackson may have overcorrected right there, and then you see Talsma just got right into him with nowhere to go. But you'll see into 3, Cole gets loose right there, and then Jackson gets loose under him, and then good save by Cole right there. but nothing Talisman could do, unfortunately. Very odd incident, but Jackson Menchu definitely getting the worst of that exchange. And looks like him and Sutcliffe will be the two cars on pit road here. Cole actually pit as well. So Grindle retains the lead, as I believe he was in front at the time of the caution. So I wonder if Grindle may, and there you see Stefan getting his lap back. So I'm curious to see if Grindle may actually be able to make it the whole way without pitting. I mean, we've got about 19 to go. Might be doable.
And looks like Harry got the lead. Harry got the lead over Liam with that caution coming out. I thought Liam had it into the corner, but I guess not. I don't know if iRacing goes by scoring loops rather than frozen field, but Harry's up front.
As I believe Talsma is actually back in fourth now, as we saw him lose some spots on that restart from the fourth spot, but with that chain of events right there, as he did not pit despite making contact with Menchu, so he'll gain those spots right back, and we'll have to see if maybe he could gain some more here with just 17 to go. But I think Menchu's probably done for the night with that damage. He's already 3 laps down, so
right.
We should have 11 of the 13 cars for this start, which should be next time by, as the lights are still on the pace car.
Doubled up, though. They're getting a bit impatient because it's coming down to closing time here at the Langley Speedway, and the Harry has gotten a win before. Liam has had one unofficial win. Joe Bergey's hungry for his first. George Tolsma, he too is hungry for his first one, and he's up here in the mix as well.
Scott Yost, I mean, everybody in the top 8, except for Harry, has not won an iSCAR race. So I think there's a pretty good chance we may see a first-time winner for the second week in a row here, as the pace car dives down pit road, and we're going to have 15 laps to see who's going to come on top. We're back green at Langley.
Might have dragged the brakes there to get in line of Harry. Oh, he shoved him.
What a move.
Oh, and Harry goes around.
No, saves it.
What a save.
Harry saves it. Look at Gretz. He's going to be back in the third now out of turn 4. Where did Gretz come from after being a lap down? He's not out of this yet either.
And Bergey's in second. That's only holding Gretz back just a bit, but Bergey, he seems to be fast as well. He moves himself into second position, but how will Shane be here? Does he work themselves across the start finish line? I think Bergey's catching Sheen.
How about Matt Johnson, our rookie here in iSCAR? He's up to 4th place now, having a quietly solid night here in that 191, but really impressive job by Alex K. Gretz, as he was a lap down earlier, potential wheel issue, or whatever that issue was. He's now back in 3rd, right with these 2 leaders, as you see one car in the grass.
Coming.
And Gretz definitely there as well, so...
Right, and Sheen all the way down to the apron to fend off Bergey.
11 to go.
11 to go this time by. Oh, Bergey washes up the track.
Looks like Gretz did as well.
Oh, Gretz all the way to the apron.
Yeah, these guys are going to have to be careful with what they do here, because, well, that's a moot point now, as it looks like Matthew Klein is the cause of this wreck. As I was going to say, they have to be careful of what they do, because if they battle around too much, Liam could just pull away, but looks like Klein
got tapped by Sutcliffe.
Yeah. Looks like he'll retain, or looks like he'll stay on the lead lap. So we're probably going to get a maybe 6 or 7 to go restart here. So this next restart could be for the win.
Right, and Bergey, man, he was definitely catching Sheen in the 13. If Bergey gets a good restart, follows behind Sheen, I'm pretty sure Bergey has a chance. Like, he has a solid shot of winning this thing as long as Alex K. Gretz leaves him alone. But
I think Gretz may be in the best position to win this race. I think Gretz has fresher tires than Liam does, And with Burgee starting on the outside, I think Gretz will be able to get right underneath Burgee into turn 1 or 2. Oh, wow, they're actually on the same tire cycle, so disregard all of that. So I guess the playing field is more even than I thought. So all these guys on the same tire cycle, as is Matt Johnson in 4th. So this will make it even more interesting, as I thought Gretz maybe had some fresher tires, but he definitely looked faster. But if Gretz can get his nose underneath Burgee on the start, I think this race might be in that 017's hands. And if he does, he'd win the first 2 races of the season, which would be extremely beneficial towards a championship hunt, as he'd be the points leader by a lot if he were to do that. As is, I believe he's getting a bonus point for getting the pole.
Right.
So a win here in the first 2 races would catapult him. He's already first, but he'd increase that margin for sure. So it looks like we're going to get a 5 to go start here, so it's crunch time.
Still 12 cars out on the racetrack. Only 2 of them are lapped down. Harry Grindle and Jackson Menchu going to be fighting for that lucky dog spot, but we crossed the start-finish line. Here we go. 5 laps to settle it. Who do you think is going to come out up top?
I think Gretz is honestly going to get this done. I really do. I mean, it'd be cool to see Liam get the win, but something about that 017 with him winning last week, I think he's got a full head of steam for this whole season. Sheen, Burgee, Gretz, Johnson, and Colwood are your top 5 for the start, and we're going to be restarting with 5 laps to go. And look at how early Liam Sheen stepped on. He's going to be pulling right away as we're now back underway. And there's Gretz right up into 2nd place.
All right, what Sheen needs to have? Oh, they're wrecking in the back, but they looks like they kept it straight. In the meantime, up front, Liam Sheen's jump is slowly starting to dwindle just a bit. Burgee is not leaving that 017 alone. He worked down here into the back straightaway, coming to 3 laps to go this time by. Can Gretz close the gap on Sheen?
See, Johnson and Woody battling for 4th. Cole had that spot.
Wow, what a run!
Gretz doing all he can. He's only got 2.5 laps to make it work.
Oh, Sheen was off the wall.
That's going to be in Gretz's favor. Liam gets loose right there as well. He's got 2 laps to go to get this thing done. But Gretz is right there.
Oh, Gretz gets loose.
I wonder if Burgee might have gotten into him a little bit, but that's going to put that 83 car into 2nd. No caution. This will be the white flag. So with these 2 side by side, this might be Liam Sheen's race right here.
1 more lap to go as Sheen crosses the start-finish line. The gap between himself and Burgee looks like to be a couple of car lengths as Gretz again with another problem. Burgee might go around.
Liam Sheen's going to win it at Langley as Burgee's going flying up the hill right there. And Matt Johnson's going to get 2nd place. How about that?
Wow. That was interesting as cars went left, right, up, and down.
Liam Sheen finally, though, is an iSCAR winner. About time Liam got one done. Congratulations to that 13 on what I'm sure was a long time coming. And I'm sure that one feels really nice.
And Sheen burns it down at the end of pit road, and wow, they made all sorts of contact there toward the rear.
I want to see where Gretz finished. He's not even in the top 4 anymore.
Yeah.
If we saw him on the backstretch.
I don't know if he like disconnected or what. Maybe got a like a
wow,
penalty.
9. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, we saw it in the very bottom of the camera shot. He just went flying through the grass into turn 3, and then Burgee, I think, spun out on his own at the same time. But I don't know what happened there. We'll have to look at that. But what a crazy finish.
Right, we'll go ahead and set ourselves up here for a bit of interviews and get the replays set up. We'll be right back right after this. This is the iSCAR Yost Auto Sales late model tour for the Langley 75. Welcome back, everybody, here live for tonight's post race. Liam Sheen finally picks up his first win. We'll go ahead and drag him into the here in just a moment as we get done up. And he started himself in third and rounds himself out up top. Hey, Sheen, you got a copy?
Yep.
Hey, man, congratulations. About time. You've been in the series for, I think, 1 or 2 years, and you finally pick up your first ever iSCAR victory.
Oh man, it's been a long time coming. I've lost so many races that I could have won, and I've lost so many races where uh, it's been, I don't know, it's been a long time coming. I'm just at a loss for words.
Yeah, definitely, man. One of those races you actually lost here was at this very track in the Super Late Model Series, so a bit of redemption there from the last time you came there.
I was thinking like it was just going to be me and Alex at the end, and I was just afraid that I was going to pull a move where it would end up having me lose it. Early or mid race, I got into Harry a little bit because I was just trying to get going, and I accidentally hit him up the track. I didn't mean to do that, but I was just trying to get going because I had those fresh tires, and I was just trying to drive away. And finally, I just got it done. I didn't make a mistake, and just pulled through and won.
And 10-4, man. Congratulations on your first ever iSCAR win. 2 weeks in a row, we've crowned our first iSCAR victories. Here come tonight at Langley. Liam Sheen rounds himself up top. But before we let you go, any sponsors you want to thank here for tonight?
Although I'm not an official teammate with them, I gotta thank Michael and Alex at Prox giving me some pointers. Not giving me the set. I didn't run the same set, but giving me some pointers around the track. So I gotta thank Prox for helping me with all that. And because I'm independent, I guess no team to thank. So yeah.
All right, man. 10-4, Liam Sheen rounds himself out up top after starting in third. We'll go ahead and see you come next week, bud.
Yeah, thank you.
And we'll go ahead and drag in Matt Johnson into the booth, and we go ahead and take this one.
All right, Matt, got a copy? Hey, Matt Johnson, Dewey Shem the third up in the MSTV booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, buddy, I do. How are you?
I'm not too bad. I'm sure you're feeling pretty good as you're rounding yourself out here in second in your very first late model race here. How's that feel?
It feels pretty good. I got a good finish last night in the trucks. Had a decent run in the street stock. So, it was not over.
Yeah, pretty good weekend overall. How'd you think of the car tonight? Of course, this is an open setup series, so of course not trying to spill your secrets out or anything, but anything that you think might have helped you get to where you did.
Man, honestly, hours of testing in the official races a couple of years ago. I hadn't run the late model in a good year and a half. Come back out tonight. I'm happy with the run. The car felt okay. It needs some work before next week, but it's all right. Honestly, with this late model, you get a good spring package under it. You don't have to change.
Well, you definitely did something right. He's ended up with a podium finish in your first race. Before we let you go, any sponsors you want to thank here for tonight's effort?
Yeah, I want to thank FSM Customs, of course, my channel, Extreme Sim TV. I'll be back in the booth tomorrow night. Special shout out to Rudy Cummings. Rudy, I got a podium on your channel, bud. Now you got to come get one on mine, my friend. Love you to death. Hopefully we'll be back together soon. But hey, it's fun to get out of the booth.
Definitely is. I hope Rudy accepts that challenge. We'll have to see if he does or not. But Matt Johnson rounds himself out here in second place. Hope to see you back here again next week and for the rest of the season, man.
We'll be running 3 series, so we'll see what this 191 machine.
Matt Johnson, second place. We'll go ahead and move into our third position of Joe Berge in that number 83 machine, who had some sort of last lap issue, but finally he's up here on the podium. Hey, Joe, you got a copy?
I got a copy.
Hey, man, you round yourself out third. I mean, it should have been in second place, but a bit of contact there. I don't know really what all went down back straightaway, but you nearly spun out, but you crossed the start-finish line in the podium position.
I don't think I've been more scared about a finish since then, but I made contact with Alex coming out of 2. I don't know how I saved it. That's probably one of the craziest saves I've done. It maybe not looked pretty crazy, but I was almost my pants almost filled up after that one. But after the first lap, I got walled by the 76. Thought my race was over there, but somehow my car just kept going. I was making up spots when I went to the back because of that, and I ended up getting third. I almost got second, but I didn't want to wreck Matt for the second place. But third is just as great.
Definitely, man. You were definitely fast there on that final run. Catching Liam Sheen, of course, Alex K. Gretz wouldn't leave you alone. Maybe if the 017 wasn't there, you would have had a shot at that win.
I wasn't even looking for the win that time. If I got a win, that would have been great. But Liam deserved it just as much as I did. He's been in iSCAR a lot longer than I thought. Or let me rephrase that. He's been here a lot longer than I have. He deserves it a lot more than I do. If I got it, then I would have. I would have honestly wanted to give it to him more. But man, I have almost no words. I'm almost shaking right now trying to get words out here.
All right, bud. 10-4. We're going to let you go. But before we do, any sponsors want to thank here for tonight?
Of course, I got to thank Red Bull for being here. They've stuck by me this whole time. Got to thank my girlfriend, Summer. She's been supporting me in the chat. A lot of people know about that, but I got to thank her probably the most for keeping me from going on like this. Last two races haven't been that good. I didn't make the feature in the Street Stock series, and I ended up wrecking out lap 4 yesterday in the Super Speedway series. So having this third place, it may not be a win, it may not be second, but we're going for that win. I'm not done yet. Soon, I will get that first win.
All right, man. 10-4. Joe Berge rounding himself out in third place. A lot of momentum to be worked off of. He's looking for that first win. Talk to you later, bud.
Yeah, I'd say Berge definitely has some momentum after what was not that great of a weekend. Wrapping it up with a finish like that will definitely boost his confidence.
Definitely.
So overall, Ezekiel, I'll flip the script on you. What did you think of the race tonight?
Oh, it was great. Even though there were 13 cars out in the racetrack, we still had a solid, solid race. Cars wrecking, of course. Just a classic short track race. Of course, tempers flaring there with Cole Woody and Michael Bianchini. But, in the end, we crowned out a winner. And not only that, somebody who you've never seen in Victory Lane, iSCAR, at number 13, Liam Sheen, up top.
Yes, he certainly was. A long time coming for him, and I'm glad you were able to join us in seeing that 13 of Liam Sheen pick his first career iSCAR win up, so congrats to him. Congrats to everybody that had a good finish in the field, I guess, whatever their standards are. And for Ezekiel Reyes, I'm Dewey Schramm, and be sure to come back next Sunday night as the late model series will find themselves down in Florida for the 5 Flags race. And until then, peace out.
See you later. Bye.